I was halfway through my steak, medium rare, just the way I liked it, when she appeared across the table. No reservation, no greeting, just a soft, firm warning. Keep eating or I'll have to make a scene. She smiled, as if we were old friends sharing a casual evening, but her eyes told a different story, sharp, unreadable, calculating. And the strangest part? I wasn't even surprised. Not after the day I'd had. Not after the echoing silence from the very people who once swore they had something special planned for me. My wife, my children, smiles stretched too tight, whispers shared too often these past few weeks. We got something big for you this year, they promised. I imagined a surprise party, maybe dinner filled with laughter, hugs, and warmth. Instead, I found myself alone in a restaurant I had booked myself, not out of hope, but because I didn't want to seem pitiful. I waited, glancing at my phone more times than I'd care to admit. No texts, no calls, nothing. Then she sat down, and just like that, everything began to click. 20 years. That's what I gave her, my wife. Gave them, my children. Time, love, money, devotion. I built it all from the ground up. A business, a home, a legacy. I gave them security, direction. Everything I never had growing up. She was a school teacher when I met her. Bright-eyed, soft-spoken, warm. I thought I found someone who truly saw me. Not the money, not the company, but the man. She said she loved how grounded I was, how I didn't crave the spotlight. Turns out, she loved how easy I was to manipulate. As for my children, I raised them with values. Taught them honesty, the importance of hard work, the strength and loyalty. But loyalty isn't inherited. It's forged and tested. And mine? Mine shattered the moment it was tested. The first crack came last November. I was flying home early from a conference. Weather delays shifted my plans. I didn't tell anyone. I wanted to surprise them. I pulled into the driveway and saw a car I didn't recognize. A black Jaguar. Expensive. Flashy. Not the kind you forget. Inside the house, I heard music, laughter, carefree and full. I slipped in quietly. No one noticed. Then I heard her voice, my wife's. He believes everything. Honestly, it's pathetic. I didn't confront her. Not then. Not even when I spotted my son on the stairs, laughing along. My daughter, raising a glass on the couch. I just walked out, silent. The next morning, I started documenting everything. For 6 months, I became a ghost. I hired a private investigator, installed hidden surveillance in the lake house, one they thought I'd forgotten about. I tracked her trips, her spending habits. I watched the woman I once cherished funnel money into secret accounts, lavish gifts sent to a man named Daniel, a name I had never heard before. But I soon learned everything about him. She told my children to call him Uncle Danny. Cute, right? She even rewrote her will, left everything to the kids, but under Daniel's guardianship. A charming imposter meant to replace me. Smooth where I was serious. Harmless where I was resolute. A fraud in a well-cut suit. They thought I was oblivious. They mistook silence for ignorance. So I smiled through Christmas. Bought gifts. Kissed her forehead. Called my kids every Sunday like always. Meanwhile, I was relocating my assets overseas. Piece by piece, I rewrote my will. I sold my company, not to just anyone, but to a rival she loathed, hidden behind a shell corporation. Then I contacted my lawyer. Together, we drafted documents designed to sit in silence until the perfect moment. I began recording conversations, collecting emails, archiving texts. I even uncovered the draft of a divorce petition. Never submitted, waiting for the opportune time. Apparently, my birthday was that moment. So I let her think she had it. When she didn't show up that night, I didn't feel sadness. I felt clarity. The woman who sat across from me at the restaurant, her name was Elise, a corporate fraud investigator, former FBI. She slid a thick, color-coded folder under the table. Inside, everything. Tracked offshore transfers, backdoor loans, evidence of collusion between my wife and Daniel. Proof they plotted to collapse my holdings and paint me incompetent so they could seize control before the board intervened. They even planted rumors, manipulated the kids into thinking I had early-stage dementia. Elise had recordings. Ready to go public? She asked me that night. I gave a small, steady nod. 3 days later, I invited them all to dinner. No suspicion. No warning. They came dressed to impress, expecting a belated birthday celebration. My wife wore red. It used to be my favorite color on her. She kissed my cheek like nothing had happened. We sat. Wine was poured. The table buzzed with shallow cheer. Then I stood up. I handed each of them a manila envelope. Your gift, I said. First confusion, then panic. Inside were photos, bank statements, audio transcripts, legal documents. You wanted to surprise me on my birthday. I told them, so I returned the favor. She tried to speak. I didn't let her. You're locked out of every account. The house is no longer in your name. And Daniel? Well, the IRS just paid him a visit. The silence was exquisite. My daughter burst into tears. My son sat frozen. My wife stared at me as if I were a stranger, because to her, she had never really seen me. The fallout was immediate. She was arrested, conspiracy and financial fraud. Daniel fled the country. Interpol flagged him. My children? I gave them a choice, restitution, or exile. They chose exile. I didn't look back. Now, I wake up alone in a smaller house. It's quieter, but it's honest. No one waits at the table pretending to love me for the sake of a credit card limit. There are no fake smiles, no calculated affections, just silence and peace, because justice isn't loud. It's sharp, clean, precise. And revenge is best served on the day they thought they'd buried me. My birthday, the day they planned to erase me. Instead, it became the day I erased them.